Good morning, students. In this presentation of gravitation today, we are going to understand the concept of launching of satellites, types of satellites, and one velocity term related to it, that is called orbital velocity. So, other than the orbital velocity, we have terms like time period, height, binding energy of the satellite. So that detail we are going to take in this presentation. Before that, we have to understand the idea about the satellites. So when we talk about a satellite, then the best example of the satellite is moon. We know that moon is the natural satellite of earth because it is created by nature. So in a way, each planet is a satellite of sun. So if we focus on the definition of the satellite, then satellite is a body which continuously revolves on its own around much larger body in a stable orbit. So this way, the satellite is a body which is revolving around another body. The orbit should be fixed and it should revolve on its own. No fuel is required for satellite's motion. So this way, some satellites have been already created by nature that we call natural satellites. But in progress with the science, we have created some artificial satellites also. So a man-made satellite is called artificial satellite. The example is, let us take our first satellite. So India's first satellite is Aryabhat, which was built by ISRO. In this sheet now we have one very interesting topic, that is launching of a satellite. Now what is the principle of launching of an artificial satellite, that we can understand with the help of this diagram. In this diagram, this is Earth shown, and suppose we are here. Now we want to launch a satellite from this location. So first of all, we need a good height from the Earth's surface. So for achieving this height, suppose we are taking a tall tower. From this tower, we are sending a satellite. So what path will be followed by the satellite if we throw it with different velocities, that has been shown here. Let us understand these paths. First of all, whenever any object is thrown with some horizontal velocity, then it follows the parabolic path. Now what is the reason of this parabolic path? When a satellite or an object is thrown with the horizontal velocity, so one component is horizontal velocity with which it possesses. Second component is gravitational acceleration applied on it by Earth, that is always vertically downwards. So the combined effect of these two factors, that means horizontal velocity plus vertically downwards acceleration, that we call g, small g. Due to the combined effect of both of them, the object is going to return back to Earth soon. So following this curved path, it will return back to Earth because it has horizontal velocity also and it has vertically downwards acceleration also. Now what is to be done to launch a satellite? First of all, we will send the satellite with some velocity, with some smaller velocity. Then after going to some distance horizontally, it will return back to Earth, that is at A. Now we will try with some larger velocities, so again the path will be parabolic and the object will return to B point on Earth. It will be little farther from the earlier point of falling, but it will fall on Earth. If we try with some more velocity, then also the curved path will be followed. This path will be little bigger and the point will be little further from the initial point. This way, if we keep on trying, till C point the object is returning back to Earth, but if we try a velocity which is greater than the previous velocity, then because of the curvature of the Earth, if the object follows the parabolic path, it is just going to skip Earth and it will not fall on Earth. So when this path is followed, it has been shown by the dashed line, then this object will skip the Earth because its parabolic path has increased. So due to the curvature of the Earth, it will skip Earth, but because always Earth will apply gravitational attraction to this object, so this object cannot leave Earth, it will always be moving around Earth. So finally the object will, or satellite will, make a circular orbit of following. This way this stable orbit is performed when we try a horizontal velocity which will just allow it to make a circle. This horizontal velocity is called orbital velocity. Now this orbital velocity's derivation, like whatever idea we applied here of circular motion, using that idea we are going to calculate the orbital velocity required in the next sheet. Thus let us come to our heading orbital velocity, which is the most important velocity term after escape velocity. So we will understand at last the difference between orbital and escape velocity also. So as is our topic going on about satellites, so if around Earth a satellite has to be put in some orbit so that it continuously makes circles or revolutions around Earth, then what velocity is needed by the satellite? That is called orbital velocity. Thus orbital velocity is the velocity required to put the satellite into its orbit around Earth. Now what factor will help us in putting a satellite in its orbit? That is the two forces. First is centripetal force and second is gravitational force. Now in our introduction of gravitations chapter, we discussed there the idea of centripetal force. So whenever, if we take like Earth and satellite system, whenever any object is making circle, it requires centripetal force to make circle. And who will provide centripetal force to it? So every time the other force present in that situation will provide centripetal force to that object. So when we are talking about Earth and satellite system, Earth applies gravitational force of attraction to the satellite. That means the force, gravitational force experienced by the satellite is towards the center of the circle, and whatever force is towards the center of the circle, that is only the centripetal force. That means that plays the role of centripetal force. So here centripetal force required by the satellite to make circle is equal to the gravitational force given by Earth to satellite. So centripetal force required by the satellite to move in circle is always provided by a gravitational force of attraction between satellite and the body around which it revolves, that means Earth. Now we will proceed to how to handle these forces and to get the orbital velocity. So let us understand the derivation of orbital velocity in this sheet. The diagram is given to you. This is Earth. Its total mass capital M is always concentrated at its center. Capital R is the radius of Earth. Now suppose at some height h, one satellite is to orbit around Earth. We want a satellite to orbit around Earth. Suppose the satellite's mass is small m. So, how to get the orbital velocity, that means VO, to make circle? So, the idea is centripetal force and gravitational pull by Earth. We have to equate. Centripetal force is always force required by the object which is making circle. So here who is making circle? Satellite. And centripetal force formula is mv square upon radius of the circle. So small m means satellite, VO square means orbital velocity square, divided by the radius of the circle. So you can see the radius of this circle which it is making, that radius is r plus h, so it will become r plus h. So radius of the circle is r plus h. So this is centripetal force experienced by satellite. But it is obtained from where? So it is obtained from gravitational force of attraction by Earth. So gravitational force between two mass objects. So as we know Newton's formula, G m1 m2 upon distance square. So m1 is capital M, m2 is small m, distance between them is r plus h. So G m1 m2 upon r plus h square. Now after applying this simple fact, we have to cancel the terms which are similar, and we have to finally obtain VO. So let us see, out of r plus h square and r plus h, one r plus h will get cancelled, one small m will get cancelled. So VO square will be gm upon r plus h, and this way VO can be written as root of gm upon r plus h. This is our first formula of orbital velocity. Now you can notice here in the orbital velocity term, capital M is appearing. Capital M means mass of Earth. Small m is not appearing. That means the satellite's mass has no role in calculating the orbital velocity. Even if we are taking a satellite of double mass, it will require the same orbital velocity if other factors are same. That means if the planet is same and the height is same. So main things are which are deciding the orbital velocity, that are mass of the planet, and the r plus h term is distance of that satellite from the planet center. So r plus h. Now this is first formula. We can further simplify this formula in terms of small g. This formula was in terms of capital G, now small g formula. Whenever we have to use the, replace capital G by small g, we have this formula. Small g is gm upon r square. This formula we have already derived. So we can cross multiply. So gm we will get as gr square. So whenever gm term is appearing in any of the formula, we can replace it by gr square. So let us replace by gr square upon r plus h. Now this is the formula number second, which also we can use as orbital velocity formula. Now one case we can apply to simplify this formula, or approximation case. In case if the satellite is revolving very close to Earth, that means if this satellite is very close to Earth, so this height is negligible, suppose, because radius r is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Radius r is very big. Suppose if the height of the satellite is not much, it is in meters. In that case, whenever h is very less than r, we have to put it in the expression 0. So h is 0. If we put h 0, you can notice that r is left only, and this r is getting cancelled with this r. Finally gr root is left. So this is the third formula which we can use as orbital velocity. So we have three formulas derived here. In terms of capital G, root of gm upon r plus h. In terms of small g, root of gr square upon r plus h. An approximated formula, that means when the satellite is revolving very close to Earth, then root of gr formula. After deriving the orbital velocity, now we can conclude the formulas of orbital velocity, that are these three formulas shown here. As we have discussed before also, in terms of capital G, formula number first, in terms of small g, formula number second, and in terms when the satellite is very close to Earth, when h is very less than r, then the orbital velocity formula is only root gr. Now we can conclude some more points related to orbital velocity, that means on what factors the orbital velocity of a satellite will depend. So first of all, does the orbital velocity depend on mass of the satellite? So we can see mass small m is not appearing in any of the formula. That means orbital velocity is independent of mass of the satellite, whether the satellite is of very small mass or big mass. The orbital velocity will always remain same if other factors are same. Other factors means height and mass of the planet is same. So first case is about mass of satellite. Second point is that orbital velocity decreases with increase in the radius of the orbit. So you can see here VO is inversely proportional to r plus h. R plus h means radius of the orbit. So as we increase the radius of orbit, VO decreases. So when the satellite is to be put near Earth, that means this is less, orbital velocity required is more. And in case if the satellite is to be put very far from Earth's surface, then orbital velocity required is little less. So these are inversely proportional to each other. Then third point is, does it matter that all the planets who are having different mass and radius will have same orbital velocity? So the idea is that mass and radius of the planet, that means mass and radius of the planet will always affect orbital velocity. From one planet, the orbital velocity will be different. From other planet, the orbital velocity will be different. This way, which mass affects the orbital velocity? That is mass of planet, not the mass of satellite. Now, as we can notice our third formula, our escape velocity formula also we have derived, if you remember, that was root 2gr, and in orbital velocity we have root gr. So we can very easily get a relation between escape and orbital velocity in the next. So you can see here we have to derive the relation between orbital velocity and escape velocity. Escape velocity we have already derived in the previous presentation. Escape velocity VE was obtained root of 2gr, and orbital velocity revolving close to Earth. So we have to always write this statement, revolving close to Earth, because this formula is not every time applicable. So orbital velocity for the satellite close to Earth is root of gr. Now because the two formulas are having similarity, so we can very easily divide the two terms and get the relation. So VE upon VO, root gr cancelling, root 2 left. So VE is approximately root 2 times of VO. So this is the relation required between escape velocity and orbital velocity. Okay, in continuation with the heading of orbital velocity of an orbiting satellite, we have to calculate some more terms for the same satellite. So we have the second term, time period of satellite. Now how to calculate the time period of a satellite, and we have to develop a formula. So time period means time taken to one complete round. So let us prepare a basic formula first of all. So whenever we have to calculate the time period of an time period of an object in an orbit, then its formula is always t equal to 2 pi r upon v. Remember this formula, 2 pi r, because the distance covered in one round is 2 pi r, that means circumference, upon the speed means VO. So 2 pi r upon VO, 2 pi r upon V is always the formula of time period of an object in circle. So let us apply it here. Our circle, that means satellite's orbit, is this dashed line. Its radius is not r, its radius is r plus h. So 2 pi r plus h upon with what velocity it is making the round, that is VO. So we already know this VO formula which we have derived in previous sheet. So VO means root of gm upon r plus h, we can apply here in t formula. So 2 pi r plus h means circumference upon VO means root of gm upon r plus h. Now this r plus h can go in the numerator. So finally r plus h power 1 and r plus h power half, they will combine. So r plus h power 3 by 2 we will get. So under root r plus h whole cube will appear and gm will appear in the denominator. Now this is first formula, again in terms of capital G. Suppose in numericals we need the formula in terms of small g. So replacement is simple, which we are always using. Small g equal to capital Gm upon r square. So capital Gm is small g r square. Every time you can replace this capital Gm by small g r square. So we have replaced it here. This is our second formula required in terms of small g. Now in the same manner we can find the time period formula in terms of density of earth also. So this replacement we have done before also in escape velocity calculation. Whenever the answer is asked in terms of density of earth, that means you have to go in that formula where mass of earth is appearing. So formula number A is in terms of mass of earth. What we can do, mass is volume into density. Volume of earth is 4 by 3 pi r cube because earth is a sphere, into rho means density. This term we read as rho. Let us replace mass here. As we replace, so only the thing is that 3 is to be taken in the numerator and 1 pi is getting cancelled, half power of pi is getting cancelled. Finally 3 pi r plus h cube upon g rho r cube is the answer. So this is the third answer, but basically we use the first two formulas in terms of capital G and in terms of small g. And if a case is asked, case means if the satellite is very close to earth, in all that cases when close to earth is shown, that means height is negligible. So what we can do, in our first formula also we can put h0. So r cube upon gm we will obtain from first formula if we put height 0. From the second formula also we can get the answer. So if we put h0, r cube upon r square, that means only r by g, small g will be left. So this way we have solved a number of formulas of time period of satellite in terms of different factors like capital G. In terms of capital G the answer is A. In terms of small g the answer is B. In terms of density of earth the answer is third. And in case if the approximated formula is needed, that means approximated means height is approximated to 0 if the satellite is very close, Then the answer is 2 pi root r by g, fourth formula. So generally for the numericals you have to learn by heart these two formulas. Okay, in this sheet let us calculate the third heading, that is height of a satellite above the earth's surface. So the idea is this: to calculate the height we have to just rearrange the time period formula. Applying this concept, that suppose if in any numerical time period t is given of the satellite and we are asked to find out the height of the satellite, then we will be using the rearranged formula. So let us just try that. Our unknown term is here height, and suppose time is given. So t square formula is written this. Our target is to get this height h. So all the terms other than height h we have to take on another side. So let us cross multiply. So t square r square g upon 4 pi square will be left on one side, r plus h cube on another side. Now our target is to get this h. So this cube power should be removed. So let us take 1 by 3 power on both the sides. So here the total power is removed and here power 1 by 3 is left. Now let us get this h by shifting this r here. So this is the final answer of the height. So it is very simply obtained. So by simple calculations we will get this height formula. Learn it as t square r square g upon 4 pi square power 1 by 3 minus r. Now let us proceed to the energy calculation. So fourth heading is total energy of the orbiting satellite. Okay, because the satellite is maintaining a height with respect to the earth's surface, so this is said to have a configuration. Whenever any object is maintaining a distance or height with respect to another object, it is said to have a configurational energy that is called potential energy. So what is the potential energy of the satellite? That is given by minus gmm upon small r. You can notice in the diagram, capital M mass of earth, small m mass of the satellite, and the distance r plus h we have denoted as small r. Now this is first type of energy of the satellite. Now since the satellite is also moving, satellite is not stationary, it is making rounds. That's why the satellite is also said to have kinetic energy. Kinetic energy formula is half of mv square. So half of m, VO means with what velocity it is making circle. So VO is orbital velocity. This formula we have already derived before. That was root of gm upon r plus h, but r plus h we have written as small r. Let us put square of it here, so root will be removed. So this way we have got the kinetic energy answer. Thus the total energy of the satellite, if we put the values here, potential plus kinetic, here values, you can see that gmm upon r is common in both. Here half and here minus 1 term is left. So minus 1 plus half is minus half. This way total energy answer is coming minus gmm upon 2r. So total energy of the satellite depends upon both the masses, planet and satellite, and the distance between them. And one more point has been obtained here, that the total energy of the satellite is negative. The meaning of negative total energy is that this system is a bound system. That means satellite when revolves around Earth with negative total energy, that means it will never leave Earth. It will always be bound with the Earth. That means it will continuously make circles around Earth. It will not go away from Earth's surface. Okay, so let us understand this bounded system meaning, and what we have to do if we have to send the satellite away So let us understand this small fact here, that a satellite is bound to Earth because the total energy of the satellite is negative. So it indicates that the satellite is bound to Earth. Now, if we take the satellite to infinity, infinity means r distance infinity, then potential energy and kinetic energy both have the distance in the denominator. If we put infinity here, then 1 by infinity is 0. So both potential energy is also 0 and kinetic energy is also 0. Where? At infinity. That means the total energy of the satellite at infinity will be 0. And when the satellite is bound with the Earth, that means when it is at h height, then its total energy is negative. And if we have to make the total energy 0, so in a negative number, if we add some energy, means if in a negative number, if we add a number equal to that, then the answer becomes 0. That means in a satellite which is orbiting around Earth, if we have to send the satellite to infinity, then we have to give some energy to it. Otherwise, it will continue revolving in the closed orbit. So this fact means the satellite is bound to Earth because it is just now having negative energy, and at infinity its energy will be 0, which can be only done or achieved by giving it some energy. So this is about 2 stages. When the satellite is at some height h, then its energy is negative, and when this satellite will leave Earth, that means it will go infinity, its energy will become 0. Okay students, like we calculated the total energy of the satellite, in the same manner we have a almost similar term, that is binding energy of a satellite. So binding energy of the satellite means the energy required by the satellite to leave its orbit around Earth and escape to infinity. So whatever energy we supply to the satellite so that it just leaves its orbit and moves to infinity in the space, that energy is called binding energy of the satellite. Now the concept is simple, that at infinity the energy is 0, and in the orbit the satellite's energy total is minus gmm upon 2r. So the energy is negative, that means minus gmm upon 2r, when the satellite is in the fixed orbit around the Earth. Now in order to escape to infinity, it must be supply an extra energy equal to gmm upon 2r positive. It should be supplied, so that this energy already the satellite is having, and this energy we will give to satellite. So minus and plus of the same term will give us 0. So thus the total energy will become 0, and it will reach to infinity in space. That's why whatever energy we supplied to the satellite so that it moved to infinity, that energy is called binding energy of the satellite. So binding energy of the satellite thus will become gmm upon 2r. Or we can say that whatever is the total energy of the satellite in negative sign, we have to use the same amount of energy in the positive sign as the binding energy of the satellite. So this is the 5th concept of orbiting or